Maslow's hierarchy of needs explains another failing of Rapture, the assumption that a society can function on high ideals alone, skipping physiological and psychological necessities and shooting straight for lofty self-actualization. Ryan envisioned Rapture as a haven for the great minds of the world, yet he and they ignored the basic needs of its people. Without any stabilizing common infrastructure ensuring stability, the lofty ideal of freedom was undercut by a large enough portion of society reverting to striving just to meet primal needs. The inevitable outcome was that the symbiotic relationship between the emergent producer and consumer classes breaking down undermined all cohesion. The forming of a distinctly identifiable or self-identifying working class was not the cause of, but the product of the ideology's failure. Once society-wide ideological purity disappeared, downfall became imminent. So the free market ultimately did not produce the best outcomes for the most people. Obviously, this is not the stated goal of such a system, where the idea of fairness is everyone having an equal start rather than an equal outcome. The issue, however, is that early citizens of Rapture, those handpicked by Ryan, often with the most wealth upon entering the city, were able to corner certain markets until demand was met, creating monopolies. This became even worse when smuggling became an arrestable offence, as the opportunity for newcomers to access the global market became illegal, not that it stopped the likes of Fontaine. Two examples of seemingly monopolised sectors of the market were the desalination of seawater to produce drinkable water and the production of breathable air by trees and plants. Air and water being two necessities of life, and difficult if not expensive to produce at the bottom of the ocean, meant that there would be a guaranteed and indefinite demand for such things as products, meaning that whoever controlled the production of these resources would be guaranteed crazy profits and potentially command much power. If the sources of air or water were held as ransom by their owners, then there would be little that could be done by the individual consumer but comply with price hikes or otherwise take over or nationalise them, which would of course go against the principles of Rapture. The only condoned response would be for an individual or voluntary, mutually beneficial collaboration to compete against and break the monopoly, thereby rebalancing the market. Though commodified, neither are ransomed for profit maximisation during Rapture's heyday. Only after the Civil War does Ryan himself attempt to burn down the oxygen-producing plant life as an attempt to asphyxiate and kill the player, at least proving that such a danger of monopoly had been present.